wait a minute. You ain't gonna give us 8 episodes? 8 episodes. And the ending, baby. I got a little something for the ending. But let's get into it. First off, like, share, subscribe, and join the channel. And that's your boy Apostle. Let's get down to the mess of the mess. I said, first off, we left off where we left off at Naomi's house, where Naomi just got for this telling Rashida what was going on outside with them cameras between Melvin, Myron, and that whole issue, and she went, "Oh, y'all believe this? Y'all believe this? What y'all believe?" They ain't well, who believed it? You know, Bridget. Bridget don't believe. Bridget one of them holier than thou, the church people that believe the water. You know, I don't believe that. I don't nothing. And she ended up getting mad at Naomi doing this whole thing and telling Naomi, "Oh, I am done with you." She's like, "How you mad at me for, girl?" She's like, "I ain't the one sleeping with your man. He is." Just like you ain't know. Tiffany, she asking the girls all about it. And she's like, "I just can't believe. I know you hurt and everything, but you know, you don't gotta hurt everyone else." She's like, "Girl, no, that ain't the issue, girl." But Tiffany said, "Well, it is a rumor around town, girl." I said, "Messy boots, messy boots." I said, she's fed up and everything else about that. So she said, "You know what? You know what? So we're gonna nip this all in the butt. Let me just go out and go." Oh shoot. Yeah, I am so much into this. Hold on. I got good pictures and everything. So so she said, let's hold on. Let me just go get them. Let's nip this all in the butt. And so they go get Jeff and Myron and bring them in. And so here we go with the drama. So he went, "Hey everybody." He went, "Hey Naomi." Naomi went, "Hello." So, "Hey Myron." "Hey Myron." So, "Hey Myron, how you doing?" I said Naomi is messier than messy, baby. But she like, so Rashish want to play it. It's an issue show. I don't really think you should play it. So they played the video, y'all. So if they playing the video, baby, Myron look like they asking Myron, "Who is you talking to? Who is you talking to?" And it's Jeff face for me. And I said, "Baby, let's get the picture of my girl Rashida." Rashida look at him dead in his face. I said, "Y'all see that? Y'all see that look like?" Uh-huh. And I said, it's for me that she looking at him. It's like, girl, you know the truth. You know the truth. You know the truth. You know your man is dipping and dabbling in something. And yeah, so he asked Melvin about him. "Who you talk to? Who is that? What's going on?" He went, and Melvin wouldn't really answer the question about what's going on. So it was Naomi. Naomi, so y'all beating around the bush. Is y'all fucking? And Brittany like, "He a pastor." I'm like, "Girl, I was with Naomi. I don't give a damn about him being no motherfucking pastor. Bitch, is y'all fucking?" Here's the question. Shit. Like, let's be real. Girl, some respect. Girl, shut up. We about the business. We about the business, girl. So Marvin wouldn't say who it was. Marvin was like, "That was my wife." They said, "We know that ain't your wife. We know that wasn't your wife. Who was you talking to?" So Jeff ended up saying that there was, so apparently he went, "Well, there was somebody in a church." When I got an email that was somebody in my inner circle that was supposedly obsessed with me and that was willing to do anything that I want. And they asked him, was he gay? Jeff asked him, was he gay? Well, Rashida said, let me ask you this question, Marvin. Are you in love with my husband? And He said no. Like, I'm not in love with your husband. No, he went, I just want to help your husband. I just want to help y'all and stuff like that. And I'm like, me and Naomi was on the same page. We was on the same page. We were like, I said, I know you lied. I know you lied. No, you lied. So at that point, Geneva ended up saying, do you got the IP address? She went, I get my, my person to check it out and see what's going on. And he said, yeah, I still do. So, they just went after that, Rashida said, Naomi, girl, I am done with this. I'm done with you. Shwayne, you need to figure whatever's going on your Shwayne, we can't let her, we can't, Shwayne, I'm done with her. If we continue to let her treat us the way she do because she's hurt. I said, hold up, girl. You talking about your friend Naomi and how she treats y'all, but you allow that man that's standing right here next to you. You see the picture, girl? You let him treat you the same way Naomi treats you. And you still standing by him and you're not done with him. You're not done with him. So when are you going to be done with him? Because Naomi, how long? You know Naomi longer than you know him. So I'm a little confused with that. So you can be done with Naomi, but you're not done with the man that you marry, that treats you exactly the way Naomi treats you. Rashida, that you're not making a lot of sense to me, but that's what went on there. She said she was done with Naomi, and she ended up was getting ready to go, and she was gonna leave with Bridget now. But he stopped her. He said, "No, you're gonna leave with me." He said, "Mel, Melvin, not Melvin, Marvin. He went. You can ride with the girls. The first lady is riding with me." I said, he went, and we'll talk about this tomorrow. I said, tomorrow. I said, okay. So they ended up arguing. The ladies ended up continue chit chatting, and they had to tell Naomi to shut up and stuff. So that's what went on there. After that, we move on to. So we got them in a car. We got I'm gonna change it up. We got Jeff and Rashida in the car, and he's so shocked and everything. He's so shocked and like, oh my God. I just can't believe Myron was so in love with me. I just can't believe it. He acting like, oh my God. I'm looking at this like, is he serious? Like you like it's unbelievable. Because a few episodes back you said you've been seeing the fellas and the ladies at the church check you out and flaunt and try to get with you, but now you didn't see that your right hand was doing the same. So they had a little kiki and whatever about it, laughed about it and stuff like that, but then it ended up he said he wanted to fire Myron. He wanted to fire Myron, but she said don't do that. You're gonna have to phase him out because he can turn around and sue you. He wouldn't do that. And she looked at him like, you are naive. You really are naive. Oh damn. You really are naive. Because he can. Some people does that all the time. So you're gonna have to phase him out. She wanna fire. But I'm like, I think he's gonna end up keeping him. But they switched topics. He said he gonna do better and stuff. He said, I don't know what I'll do without you and all this stuff. And he admitted to that he been under a lot of stress. And now it's not all of a sudden he wanna be a husband. I'm like, huh? I said, okay. So she ended up like lightheartedly going off on him, telling him that she had a pickup for her son because she think their son is actually doing drugs because he been asking for money. He been asking for nothing but money, 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 money. And she told him, I need you to get him to get in the car. So I need you to cuss him out. Cuss him out. Because I know you cuss people out all the time. So don't act like you don't. So I need you to cuss him out. Get him together. Because he is out of control. So he said that's what he's gonna do. So that's what went on in the car with them. But we moving on to the next part. And that's up with, so we got Tiffany and Bridget in the car, and they were just doing a little reminiscing about what just went down because they just left Naomi's house about whole Rashida and Jeff, and then you had Bridget telling her about what was that Rashida has what's at the church, the cameras and stuff, cameras all over the place, that she really keeping an eye on him. And Tiffany said, damn. Tiffany said, like, for real? It's that deep. So I can't believe she doing all that. She said, yeah, girl, she doing a lot. She on him like a hawk. I said, oh, baby. I said, she is. But they ended up talking about that. And they talked about something else. And I can't remember what it was because it went very quickly and they switched topics. And I was trying to figure out who they were talking about. I don't know if they were talking about Naomi or they were talking about Geneva. It's like it switched topics very quickly. And I still didn't figure out who they was talking about. But that's mostly who they was talking about was Rashida and Jeff. So we move on past that. So they end up getting back to the church. She goes on about her day. Tiffany did. So as Bridget then had was going on about her day, she in the parking lot and she looked over. I think she was going to her car. So she was going home. But she ended up seeing Myron in his car. This man in there boo-hoo crying. He in there busted. He was crying. I said, oh my Lord. I said, this big tall man in there busted. So, Myron, get out the car. What's wrong? He gonna fire me. Can you help me clean out my desk? So why do you think that? Why would you I said that? Good. He went, that's what he gonna do. Then all of a sudden he switched up, cleared up. I said, something ain't right about Myron. I said, something ain't right about Myron. I said, I don't know, but something ain't right. She ain't just come. She ain't so tell me the truth. What? She ain't so. What's going on? Is you gay? You ain't know. Is you in love with him? No. So like, all you got to do is come to work and tell the truth. That's all you got to do is come to work, tell the truth. Tell the truth. So he asked her when she was coming to work, she went 9 o'clock. He went, well, I'll wait on you in the morning. Okay. It's right now. I got to go. My feet hurt. I said, oh, Lord. So after that, Rashida and Jeff showed up. So she ended up, Rashida and Bridget ended up talking, and Rashida asked, like, so what did he tell you? What did Melvin tell you? He think he was gonna get fired. She went, oh, so he was. Well, they ended up switching topics and stuff and talked about Bridget said, I'm sorry about what happened with you and Naomi. And she said, I'm just done. She's gonna have to figure things out on her own. And I said, girl, yeah, the same way you're gonna have to figure things out with your husband. I said, because you want her to figure things out. But I said the same thing, you cut your friend off for the destruction and how her behavior. But I said, you with a man that does the exact same thing to you, but you ain't realized it. and you know her longer than you know him. Figure that out. But you taking it from him because you're married to him. I don't get that. I just don't. But that's what went on there. So let's move on to the next part. And baby, so we got my girl Tiffany. So Tiffany got home, relaxed, and Giovanni ended up calling her. So this man then called her about some business. So he ready to put an offer on that house that's next door to Giovanni, Geneva, next to Geneva. And he said, I want to put an offer in and go in on it. So, they talked a little bit about that and then he switched it up. He said, now, I want to get to know you a little bit better. I know we're going on a date, but he said, let's go on a trip. Let's go to Italy. She went, huh? Yeah, he said we can go on a trip with William in Geneva. She went, hold up. She went, I don't think that's good because I'm supposed to watch Aoki. Whatever the baby name, I can't remember pronounce that Aoki and whoever the baby. She supposed to watch and train. Well, they can maybe get Rashida to watch it. She went, I don't know about that one. I don't know. He went, he went, I can go talk to William. He went, straight now, I can go talk to Geneva and see, because that's my friend. He went, yeah, that may work. But he went, I don't know. So after that, they get off the phone and stuff like that. I said, girl, what's going on here? I said, you was really hot for a man you don't know. And I said, I'm really confused with your so-called, I would say, two best friends, Rashida and Geneva, because they need to tell you what's going on. Definitely Rashida, to let you just keep going on and they see that you are female for this man. And Rashida ain't saying nothing. I found that very, very weird and out of place. And you should be questioning them two as your friends overall. Because you quick to go off on Naomi. Like y'all all are quick to say something about Naomi and go off on Naomi and anything else. But let's move on past that. Let's get into, we back to Naomi. My girl is back. So, her crazy self then went to the hospital. Oh, because I said I forgot one part at her. So there was another part that happened at the house at the beginning of the thing where she was served papers. So Franklin is actually suing her. He's suing her for the money that she got in the divorce and everything else that she has. Because, her burning his wife. And so she did end up, went to the hospital with some black roses, then called up the dude that she been messing around with, told him, meet me at the bank bank later. So she then went in here and acted a fool up at the hospital with Franklin. And he said, get out. She like, what? I just came to check. I just came to talk. Is you really gonna do this to me? Is you really? I said, girl. She said, what? He went, oh, you just want me to touch you. She went, yeah, I ain't had that good touch in a while. I said, girl, you stupid. She was acting a pub flu up in there. She went, you really gonna go through with this? She went, you really gonna do this? You really gonna sue me? He called the nurse. The nurse finally came in. She tried to she called security, telling her, do not touch the patient. And she ended up throwing flowers at the patient back. So that she didn't get the patient back contaminated. It ran out. I said, baby. I said, they all be crazy. That woman crazy. But I said I had fun, baby. I had fun on that one. But let's move on past that. Okay, so we got Tiffany. So Tiffany ended up calling Rashida. to tell Rashida what went down with her and Giovanni, and that, you know, tell what went down, and that he wanted to go to Italy on a trip with William and Geneva. And also she said, like, but you supposed to watch the baby. She went, yeah, I know. But she went, girl, you moving too fast. Be careful. She went, you said the same thing Geneva said. She went, yeah, be careful, girl. And she went, this is not a good idea. You shouldn't be doing this. She went, yeah, you right. You right. I don't think I'm gonna be doing this. She went, yeah. And I'm saying, like, girl, this is your friend. I said, tell your friend the truth. Tell her Geneva fucked him, girl. She fucked him and she still want to fuck him. That's her ex. That's the man she been cheating on her husband with for the past 6 years. Shit. Like, y'all letting this woman just keep going. It's like she ain't been in a relationship since her divorce. And for some reason, she's fiending badly for this man. And y'all not being good friends at all. But okay. But I also think that it seemed like Rashida may be mad at her because she told Jeff about what happened to her in college, and may not be wanting to tell her really what's going on with Giovanni and Geneva. That's what I'm getting, is why she ain't speaking up. That could be holding a grudge. That's what I get from that. But let's move on past that. Let's move into Naomi. So Naomi go to the bank with the dude and show him the money. Like, I wasn't playing. He went, oh, you for real? Ooh. He went, all right. I'm in. She went, okay. So she ended up telling him, I know all about you. I know you've been out of jail. I know you just got out of jail for either murder, burglary. And also, you got a child. You got a little girl. I know everything about you. So is you gonna do this or not? He said, yeah, I'm in, but let me hold 10K. She ain't, no, you don't get none of this. It's either you do the job first, then you get this. He went, nah, you crazy bitch. He went, I don't want none of it. I don't want to do any of this. He went, I'm out. She went, okay. Bye. So I don't know if he's gonna do the job or not, but I hope he doesn't. I hope Naomi finally get it together, because you trying to take this man out is not a good look. It's not. This having her, the way they write her character, I don't want her to end up in jail. I want her to either wake up and move on, because this is not good. I understand being scorned and hurt and everything else because of how he hurt you, but no. I get tired of seeing women in this type of situation where they scorn to the point of you want to kill somebody, because at the end that's not gonna make you happy. You're still gonna have the same pain there. But that's just my opinion. Move on from there. Let's get into next up. So, William got a surprise for his wife. So he taking her to the kitchen, and she thinking she gonna, what the surprise is, oh, it's Giovanni. So he in the kitchen cooking. She like, what? He went, yeah. He went, hello. I'm just teaching William how to make a frank steak perfectly. She went, okay. He went, yeah, you gotta keep, how to gotta get it right, keep it nice and juicy. He went, you wanna try? She went, no. William went, I do. Well, it is juicy. I said, they are best. They is the best, y'all. Total best. So doing that, also he was like, Giovanni was getting ready to leave. He said, I'm gonna get up out of your hair. But before that, William ended up telling him, so Giovanni and Tiffany are actually coming to Italy. And he went, I wanted to know if Tiffany is supposed to watch our daughter. We ain't never been on a trip or anything or even on a honeymoon. So, he said, well, Giovanni said, well, we can actually bring her with her if you want to. Me and Tiffany can have her, we can watch her then and stuff. So who knows what's gonna go on here. Then we hear the baby crying, the baby scream, and they ended up running and come to find out the child fell off the swing. And we move on past that. We get into next up is we at Rashida's house. The son is in her bedroom going through drawers. So she asked him, what you doing? He said, I was looking for Dad's ties. She went, the ties are not over there. They over here. And he went, she went, so what's going on? He went, nothing. He went, I just need some money. She went, so you need what money? She went, so what's in your hand? He went, nothing. So what's in your hand? Show me. So he opened his hand, it was money. She went, what do you need money for? She went, you need a lot of money all of a sudden. What do you need it for? He went, I just need money for me and my friends to go out. She went, what friends? He went, I got friends. And it got heated to the point where she said, you need to pee in a cup. He said, what? What do I need to pee in a cup for? She, you need to pee in a cup. To the point where he grabbed his mama and she went, let me go. To the point where his anger got so heated that he realized it and he let her go. The daughter was in the doorway. I said, that is one nosy ass child. She nosy. Doorway. He looked back and he said, I'm sorry, and walked out. And when I was watching it, I was like, the son act like the daddy. His anger is like he gives me the daddy 100%. And whatever's going on with him, I don't know if he's on drugs, but he's doing something that he needs money for. Whatever it is. She was shook up. The daughter asked her mom, okay. She went, I'm okay. And told her daughter to leave. So she just sat there, just stunned and stuff. We'll see how this gonna go. Because my girl, LaToyaluckett, been playing this role. She playing the hell out of this role. I said, baby, you playing this one. Now let's move on to the next step. So we got Geneva. So Geneva and the hubby and Giovanni and the nanny are at the hospital. They in a waiting area, waiting. And the nanny is so distraught. She crying and everything. And she apologizing. And Geneva got the nerve to say, girl. She went, I'm so sorry. I just looked away for a minute. And she went, she's a preemie. I said, girl, you act like this. I said, girl, she's 5. She not 1. And William said, hold on. William said, she's a child. William said, it's okay. It's not your fault. She's a child. Like, girl, you actually, you can leave. So you just leave. Just leave. Whatever the nanny name was. The nanny said, I just want to make sure she's okay. And the nanny just got up and just left at that point. I said, Geneva, you's a bitch. Straight up bitch. I said, I understand you feeling hurt and whatever, but I said that she turned away for a minute. I said, nobody told that damn child to jump off that swing because she jumped out of the swing. So, during this, after she left, we end up getting the homegirl myself. The homegirl came through. Her name is Tiffany. Tiffany came through, and Geneva was mad as hell. Geneva went, what's she doing here? Why are you here? Girl, she here. So Giovanni said, I called her over here. She is she okay? What's she, is she okay? Is she okay? She getting a CT scan. She getting a CT scan. Say, but she ain't, y'all can go now because we need family time. She ain't really, she ain't, we are family. She, well, but you can still go now. She ain't, girl, I'm not gonna even argue with you, Geneva. I said she was acting a pump flu up in there. I said, "What's wrong with you? Why is you?" I said, "Girl, to act this way towards your bestie, your other bestie." I said, "It's crazy because she walked in. You, if you want the man, say you want the man, divorce your husband and get it over with. Damn it, you pissing me off." But let's get down to the end of y'all, the juicy part of it all. I said, so baby, the doctor came out, boo, and she said, well, hi y'all. Let me show you. The baby gonna need a blood transfusion. So it need a blood transfusion from a parent. And so William said, William said, I can give her a blood transfusion. The doctor said it should be Geneva. He went, hold on. He went, she don't like needles. So I'm gonna do it. She went, Geneva, can we speak for a minute? Off to the side. He went, hold on, what's going on? What's going on? He went, what's going on? She went, well, the baby's blood type is AB. I said, bitch, AB. He went, hold up. He went, I am a professor, and my blood type is O. And there's no way her blood type should be AB. And the doctor looking at Geneva like, girl, what you gonna do? He looking puzzled. I said, you a professor and you ain't that bright. Cause I said, but the doctor said they was going. I'm just gonna get use the blood bank. But he stopped all that. I said, damn. I said, that ain't your baby, fool. That ain't your baby. They, and she looking. The thing about Geneva looking puzzled. Like, wait a minute, huh? I said, girl, your man, the daddy behind you, girl. The daddy's standing behind you, girl. He's standing directly behind you. The pappy. Who's the pappy? I said, baby, this was good. This was really good. I hope it don't take too long for the following second season. Because we're gonna act a fool. We're gonna act a plump fool on Geneva. Cause I don't actually think he's cheating at all. I just think he may be showing appreciation towards the teacher, but I don't think he messing with that yoga parent at all. But y'all let me know how y'all felt about Divorce, Tyler Perry's Divorce Sisters, season 1, episode 8. I said, baby, this was good. This was good. Rashida, girl, your husband. Oh, Rashida, I said, so it was one more thing I forgot to talk about it. The husband actually came out to say that during the in the earlier scene where with Melvin and whatever, he said that he's not gay or bi. I said, who you fooling? he loves women. And the only woman he loves is Rashida. I said, you's a damn lie. You's a damn lie. And if Rashida believe that, she's a dummy. Because that man is not into you, girl. He only sleep with you once. He sleep with you barely once a month. Once a month. Come on now. Come on. But yeah. And also it was another thing. I'm so caught up in this. When he was with Melvin, Melvin kept his job and everything. But he told Melvin he'll get Melvin help. And also, what was it? He said, Melvin, you'll never have a chance. You have never had a chance in this life or the next to ever get with him. I said, that's a damn lie. Because I said, yes, he will. You want Melvin the same way Melvin wants you. I said, he probably have you. You may be playing like you tough and you a real man all of a sudden, but you not. You been screwing Melvin. Because I said, this all of a sudden switch up. I said, yeah, no. You give me you give me a pansexual. I'm sorry to say it. Pansexual is what Jeff gives. And they can say, you can write it in there, Tyler, like he not bi or gay, but I said, yeah, you ain't fooling nobody. Because the way he looked at Melvin tells me everything. But that's what happened on the show. Y'all tell me how y'all felt about it in the comments. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, and join the channel. I didn't think I was going to be on here this long, but I said it was really good. Let me see what's going on. Anything? Nope. Bye, y'all.